But when I speak now, I'm often seen as somebody who's using my voice to create change with, some confidence behind that. And it hasn't always been that way. I grew up pretty isolated and a very conservative religious family and the oldest, the only girl. So you can just add up all the things that can mean in a strict conservative home. And I went from that into over 30 years of a marriage that was abusive. And I see the things that lined up that led me to that. That then became another area that invisibility was something that I leaned on as a survival mechanism. It came at a cost. It was a way of protecting myself and my kids. And it also hid what I was living in from the people outside of our family, from the rest of the world. And so that invisibility is something I became very adept at. And it isn't healthy to necessarily use that mechanism, but living that way for so many years and finally leaving that, the freedom, the revelations, the connections, the healing, the journey beyond that has been phenomenal. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it because in the 4 years since I've published that book, I've expanded even more. And the growth that is there, using my voice to speak up for those who aren't safe to speak up yet, helping others find the courage to be visible has been such a gift. And I struggle with sharing that if I hadn't had that kind of history before, I wouldn't have what I have now because when I hear others share that, I think, "Oh, how can you say that?" It's just that's horrible. Nobody should have to live through that.
Yeah.
I think it's because you make a choice. You make a conscious choice to use the lessons you've learned to help others.
Hmm.
And that's why I as well, why I'm grateful to be here tonight, Georgie, and to have this invitation to share some of my story.
Yes. Well, thank you. I know that when you and I met, I think we clicked right off the hop and had some similar situations and stories and whatnot to share. And you've been a mentor in my life in the past 4 years when I bought this book. And you actually helped me with this project. I call this Authentic Self Compassion my passion project because you had asked me to write a blog for you and I thought, I wrote this blog and I thought this is fun. And I see the work that you do. And I decided just to write this blog. And then all of a sudden, I thought, I can do this. I can have a website. I'll put my blogs in. If nobody else reads it, my family, my friends will. And then the ideas just continued. And I do have a passion to support emotional and mental wellness. And I see a lot of, people struggle throughout the years. I've, had family members and students, just a long journey and, even my own self as well. So I appreciate you coming in and sharing your story and helping us become better people. Now, in your book, when I told you when I bought this, I probably bought that 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and, you signed it. I believe in you. Thank you for that. And I said to you, I can't write in this book. Like, I just have a trouble writing because for those that haven't read it, like she has some really good web blogs that she shares. And then she gives us little pages to reflect upon and think upon. So I wanted to share this with you. I did write in my book
Good.
and I wrote it today. It's a start.
Good.
And I'm not going to read it's not like a journal, but here's what I wrote. You have a beautiful first page and it says, this is the beginning of something truly beautiful. And I wrote this, Georgie Perigny, am starting a journey today, February 2026, to find that precious little girl inside me who's waiting patiently, trusting that I will help her live the life of her dreams. I will always love, protect, and nurture her above all else as we enjoy our every moment together along this path of discovery and adventure. And to me, that is like when I read it, and wrote, sign my name. Today is the day that I'm going to step out and be a stronger advocate for that little girl. And it's going to take some time because As you know, we all have stories, and you're going to help me share my story when I'm ready to share it. But part of my journey in writing and doing this website was, and I'll bring my sister into this, Jeanette, like my parents lost their house in a house fire. So there was Jeanette saved a lot of the pictures. So thank you for that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have much. And in June, on my mom's 80th birthday, Jeanette came with packages in Ziploc bags of some of our baby pictures and said, I want you to have this. I don't have, oh, I do. So I opened the bag and one picture fell out, and it was, show you, I don't know how good it is. It's black and white. Can you
Aw,
see that? And this
my
picture
gosh.
fell out, and I looked at this little girl's eyes, and it dawned on me, my life, there was some things that had happened in my life that I did not protect her, and I did not think she was worthy enough growing up. And so this journey, this website is my process of and part of healing as well. And you're a big part of it, because if you didn't tell me or ask me to write the blog, this wouldn't happen. So
That
I'll let you speak more now of the
okay.
book. So thank you so much. Because this could just be like, we could just talk. And I'm like looking
Uh,
at Rodney, and I said, Rod, like, thank you for your support. And I really appreciate you being here. But if you, like I said, there's probably going to be some women on here, and we're just going to chit chat. But thank you for staying. And Rodney, I need to thank you as well, because you've been my strongest supporter through all of this. So thank you.
yes. Yeah. So,
All right.
thanks.